Hopefully we get our slip transition or transmission in this thing going. Well, this guy with the books on.
Carter Braxton Worth, head of technical analysis at Cornerstone Macro.
Dartmaster
Carter,
over
good
here,
to see
telling
you.
you some
So
lines that are the
you had a
same
report earlier,
indexes,
145
and
in
if
the
you prepare
cards.
for
Walk
them,
us through
you'll
what
be
you're
good.
seeing.
Sure. So we know that, well, let's start with this, actually. I think everyone would agree. Is there any really important difference between
You take
145
that
and
number right there,
125?
10 years.
155
Put
and
space on it.
115? The 10-year cost of money is cheap. And I think the great irony is that
It's a math problem
doing
for it, but it
one's
is
3
0
to 5 year
1. Nothing wrong
DCF
with
work
1.5,
and trying to figure out what
I
a
know what
great
you're doing.
growth company is worth doesn't and shouldn't change whether interest rates are 145 or 155 or 125. But somehow, money seems to
10-year
take big
numbers
interest
are
in that.
ones.
Yes, if we had rates moving
5
into the
years
threes
should
and
be
fours, you have to
fours.
consider that. But
Cut
what
the
we do
differential
know
of
is
money
that
in an NTF
interest
at
rates have
crypto.
been in a
Like I
well-defined
said, you put it into
down
what you
channel or
own,
trend, if you will,
lathe,
since the peak.
blacksmith shop,
5-6 months ago in March at
the tech.
177. And interest rates bottomed
Zippo.
and now have breached
Well,
the upper
why do
band
some of them
that
that
channel.
are
And
off
that's
the
a
public
pretty
market
important
go
development.
all S&P
And
500?
what we're thinking here is that we're ultimately going to get to 145, the number you referenced, Melissa,
It's going to
because
have
not only is it
Sherpa's go
exactly
path, the way to
50%
make money
retracement
on
from the peak of
indicator physics with a
177
big
to
pot if
113,
you're playing gravity.
but it's also where
Probably
the
come up once
150-day
or twice
moving
on
average
it
is
about
something I rely on heavily.
this is in on the out of what was supposed to be a straight line
Carter, when
between
you
here and here,
take
right?
a look at these charts
This
in terms of where
happening
yields are
between
going, I
the
mean,
wave.
the
What
trade and the
happened
financials,
in
for
there to
instance,
why the switch
have
off on
shadowed
the
where
10 year
yields go
between
in large
March
part
and June?
for many, many months now, and I'm wondering if the charts
4,
sort of
3,
line up
something like that,
in
maybe
the
5.
technical analysis.
So inside of their call
Well,
it 2
in
or
the sense
3.
that, again, it's all
What's the
about
up on
who
3
you are in the
months
market, what your
cranks?
time frame is. Surely
What
if
moves
rates
like
do
that
start to
cyclically is
inch
going to
up
be
to
seasons for
155,
sure.
let's
You know,
say,
I'm
160,
growing. I'm on the index,
financials
really
get
not in the
bit of
harvest quite
boost,
yet. It's
an
a
interest.
little ways
But
off
here
on
too, I mean, if you think
high
of
probability
the
for gravity in the
long-term-
area
if you look at financials,
where you
might
put
have
it
a
on the
chart
map
here
and you
of
go back
financials
with the head
of
of
the sector
Afghanistan
since
with the tablets
1989 GICS data.
on the map
Joe,
today for
you'll
funsies.
remember that when
You
we
know,
started, I
that
think,
area
probably
is
Merrill,
a
before,
pursuit algorithm in
1989,
the pipes
sector
of
nomenclature was
predator
different.
prey
Didn't call it
population,
consumer discretionary,
cicada
consumer staples, it
cyclical
was
crash
consumer
on
durables and
timelines
non-durables and things like
by
that. So
carpenters
what's interesting is that
and masons,
now, as we have
bankers,
it, the relative
crypto
performance of
security,
financials, the sector as we
entry.
know it now, is actually remarkably back to its 09 low. Relative
That's
to
where the
market.
money is,
I
like
just don't
education
think it's a
system,
good
go
area to
Common
be in.
Core on the critical theory
And I
being
also wanted to
how
ask
do
you
I
while we have
graph
you,
the
Carter, about the
overlay and
breakout that we've
pins so the
seen,
kids
or I
do
don't
the
want to say
position
breakout, but
almost
snapback
geometry. I don't
rally,
need the classroom
shall I
to
say,
be,
in oil.
you know, I'm not
And what you're
fancy like
seeing
that,
in
but
oil
what
and energy
it's
stocks.
important is what kids do because they bring up the
Yeah,
limit. They're the
that
screaming
too.
gorillas.
I mean, this
Call
is.
them out in 18-year-old
I want to
drinking
say,
beer.
it imputes to the person trying to do it such an
The
ability to time.
14-year-old with the world record for fusion,
that I
then
don't think
probably
it's worth the
14
headache.
years of
One,
law,
it's
Chandler
too small an area of
wildlife,
the market
life
now. There were
going,
great leather
fire
companies
control
and
tech, knows
cord
law,
and twine
building a
companies
building,
and tin
venomous
companies
snake
in the Dow
handling,
Jones, radiator
conservation.
Coal.
You know, you
Oil
do the
is just
system,
too
be worth the
small
money,
an
at
area
least
of the
that they're
market.
grinding
One,
for on
benchmark
YouTube, on the
manager.
Patreons,
Two,
and
at
throw
less
in
than
for
3%.
the
Two,
pot, and it'd probably
in the
go to
past 6
something
years,
real
it's
cool,
had
to a
two
place you could go
periods
in
where it's
Florida
generated
and check
alpha
out and get
to
your
the
kids
S&P.
going on a
4-month period
vacation
and a
while you're in the
3-month period.
area.
This entire move this year, relative to the market, it was October low to March high. You had basically 5 months. I don't like it.
You know, when you're in the office all the time and you're just,
I don't
and it's,
think one needs
wow,
to.
there's no time off because it's
We did it
every
again.
time you
Verizon
drink
has been
and
named
eat
America's
dinner with
most
somebody, it's
reliable
always
network
works.
by
So
RootMetrics,
it's 888
and our
on the
customers
pause, no
rated
such
us
thing as
number
that
one for
commission bid
network
being
quality in
over a
America, according to
contract.
JD
and
Power, proving there's only one best
Are we
network.
still in this? How much more we got? Is this the end of it? Or? Oh, bullshit. We'll see if we double down. We're only for 3 minutes. See what else YouTube throws at us. Fun. Fun. We had the Sovereign Citizens today. Or no, it wasn't Sovereign Citizen. It was Mike and Eric's podcast on private policing. Not private policing, but your own private communities policing on painting it up and doing the do. Well, I've seen enough of it for a good long little while. See if we can... See, this I'm sure has come up on the system for a little while, and I have these guys. What seems to be the issue, boss? Seems to be the standard model on the review, passed around the Pentagon, waiting on the timeline for the bid or the night vision optics from Heartbreak Ridge to finally come through. Do we need to really put in the paperwork for shit we really need? No PSDD there, buddy. Back to Homeland, Fed Powell. And the answer, I give a shit about your desk unless you're doing the semi-driver right now. Honestly, I'd assume it's about hitting buttons. Playing Oppenheimer, to be honest with you. So, let's indeed watch this. I got 19 minutes.
The path of
and I'm cut
recovery has
short,
been
but
a difficult one, and a good place to begin is by thanking those on the front line fighting the pandemic. The essential workers who kept the
if I
economy
hit
going,
your row evade, you blink.
those who have cared for others in need, and those in medical research, business, and government who came together to discover, produce, and widely distribute effective vaccines in record time. We should also keep in our thoughts those who have lost their lives from COVID,
Why
as
it
well as
comes
their
up
loved
later
ones.
about me being dead, or I'm still alive.
Strong policy support
think it's
has
that big
fueled
to be
a
out.
vigorous but uneven recovery. One that is, in many respects, historically anomalous. In a reversal of typical patterns in a downturn, aggregate personal income rose rather than fell, and households massively shifted their spending from services to manufactured
earlier
goods.
today.
Booming demand for goods and the strength and speed of the reopening have led to shortages and bottlenecks, leaving the COVID-constrained supply side unable to keep up. The result has been elevated inflation in durable goods, a sector that has experienced an annual inflation rate well below zero over the past quarter century. Labor market conditions are improving but turbulent, and the pandemic continues to threaten not only health and life, but
Like,
also
see this
economic
machine
activity.
you're driving? I'm sure the rest of the world
Many
would
other
as
advanced
well.
economies are experiencing similarly unusual conditions. In my comments today, I will focus on the Fed's efforts to promote our maximum employment and price stability goals amid this upheaval, and suggest how lessons from history and a careful focus on incoming data and the evolving risks offer useful guidance for today's unique monetary policy challenges. The pandemic recession, the briefest yet deepest on record, displaced roughly 30 million workers in the space of 2 months. The decline in output in the second quarter of 2020 was twice the full decline during the Great Recession.
No good. Any good in there is going to be
But
this.
the pace of
I
the
guess. Well,
recovery
maybe
has
it was.
exceeded
Fair.
expectations,
Fair
with output surpassing its previous peak after only
ball. Not
4
always a good
quarters.
thing. And
Less than
well,
half
it
the
did
time
say it, so
required
the
following
previous
the
peak
Great Recession.
would be a differential. Is it up, down by
As is
year,
typically the case,
seasons,
the recovery in
annual?
employment has lagged that in
annual.
output. Nonetheless, employment gains have also
Because
come
it is a
faster than
two-year-old
expected.
company doesn't mean it's not going to be 30. If
We did it again.
Johnny D,
Verizon has been named
E2,
America's
E8,
most reliable
watch
network
guy
by
go
RootMetrics,
E2 to
and our
E8.
customers rated us
That's
number
right.
one for network quality in America, according to J.D. Power, proving their